Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Friday, 20th of September 2024. On September 20, 1857, during the Indian Rebellion of 1857, also known as the Indian Mutiny or Spy Mutiny, British troops captured and liberated the city of Delhi from the rebel forces. The Indian Rebellion of 1857 was a significant and a widespread uprising against British colonial rule in India. Hence, 20 September 1857 was the day known as Mutiny Memorial Day. 20th September, that is today, the city was evacuated of the enemy. The enemy elaborates on those who rose against the colonial rule and fought bravely for liberation in 1857. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper, The Hindu states that dozens killed in Mali attack by Al-Qaeda affiliate. Photograph taken from the AFP-TV video on September 17, 2024 shows a plume of smoke rising in Bamako as shots and detonations were heard. Two diplomats serving in the region, including one based in Bamako, said the death toll was believed to be in the 70s. An elaborate attack by an Al-Qaeda affiliate in Mali's capital this week killed some 70 people, diplomatic and security sources said on Thursday, September 19, 2024, while the government offered no figures on the casualties. Militants attacked on a light police training academy and the airport on Tuesday, demonstrating their ability to strike at the heart of Mali's capital. The country is fighting an insurgency that took root over a decade ago in its arid north. Explosives put in devices before they arrived in Lebanon, says Lebanon's United Nations mission. This photograph shows a walkie-talkie that was exploded inside a house in Baalbek, East Lebanon on September 18, 2024. The authorities also determined the devices, which included pagers and handheld radios, were detonated by sending electronic messages to the devices. A preliminary investigation by Lebanese authorities into the communications devices that blew up in Lebanon. SIG found that they were implanted with the explosives before arriving in the country. According to the letter sent to the United Nations Security Council by Lebanon's mission to the United Nations, the authorities also determined that the devices, which included pagers and handheld radios, were detonated by sending electronic messages to the devices, says the letter seen by returners on Thursday, September 19, 2024. Israel was responsible for the planning and execution of attacks, Lebanon's United Nations mission said. Germany to approve 397 million euros in extra Ukraine military aid, letter says. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz meets the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. Germany is Ukraine's biggest supporter in Europe in terms of military aid. Germany is set to approve all close to 400 million euros, that is $450 million, in additional military aid to Ukraine. According to the Finance Ministry letter seen by returners on Thursday, September 19, 2024, the funds are in addition to around 8 billion euros budgeted for the Ukraine in 2024. Harappan civilization enigma remains even after 100 years of exploration. Bathing platforms at well drains and the remains of a curved drainage well at Harappa. September 2024 marks the centenary of the announcement of the discovery of the Indus Valley Civilization, which now spans 2,000 sites across 1.5 million square kilometers in India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. Exactly 100 years ago, on September 20, 1924, the Illustrated London News published an article containing explosive news, which has reverberated down the decades and continues to cast a long shadow in the South Asia even a century later. A line at first light on the long-forgotten civilization, new discoveries of an unknown prehistoric past. The article authored by John Marshall. Then Director General of Archaeological Survey of India announced the discovery of what called the civilization of Indus Valley. India took a policy stand not to supply arms, shells to Israel defense sources. An Israeli soldier carries a heavy shell-passed battle tanks deployed at a position along the border with the Gaza Strip and southern Israel on December 31st, 2023. There are very little defense exports to Israel. It is India which is dependent on Israel for defense supplies. Deliveries of some have been impacted due to their own requirements following current situation, says informal sources. In the initial days of the Gaza offensive, Israel required artillery shells, but India took a policy decision not to supply them, according to defense sources. Also stated that India is firmly neutral between Russia and Ukraine and taken a stand to not supply kinetic equipment to either of them. In the initial days of the Gaza offensive, they needed artillery shells 155 mm and 105 mm. But we took a policy decision not to supply them. Israel itself is unable to honor its commitments. What they are supposed to supply, they are using it for themselves. A defense source with the knowledge of the matter said on a condition of anonymity, while stressing that there is very little that really goes from India. According to the Hindustan Times newspaper, stated that Prime Minister Modi says high turnout in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly polls reflects NIA Kashmir. PM Narendra Modi during the roadshow for J&K Assembly elections in Khatra Riyasi district. Srinagar, Jammu, the historic turnout in the Jammu and Kashmir's ongoing assembly polls is a proof of Naya New Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Thursday in his first rally in the valley, where he signaled his commitment to propel development and hit out dynastic parties in the region. In a second rally later in the day at Kotra in Jammu, Modi also said that the three-phase assembly polls were for the future of J&K. He alleged his commitment to restoring the region's statehood, but said that Article 370, which bestowed special status to the region before it was scrapped in 2019, would never be restored. In the 7 districts, the first phase of the polling ended yesterday. For the first time, voting was held without the fear of the terrorism. For all of us, this is a moment of joy and pride that a large number of people came out from their homes at vote, he said at the Sher Kashmir Stadium in Srinagar. 44 houses are tortured in Dalit hamlet in Bihar. An armed group of men tortured 44 homes in the Dalit-dominated settlement in Bihar's Nawada district over land dispute, police said on Thursday, adding that 15 people were arrested for the incident. Kolkata rape murder case, doctors call for strike, start essential services. Doctors protesting for justice to the victim of the rape and murder at the Arjikar hospital incident called off their strike on Thursday. Junior doctors in West Bengal on Thursday evening decided to partially withdraw their strike and resume essential services, marking a major breakthrough in the 41st day impales over the brutal rape and murder of the doctor in the Kolkata last month. Doctors said they will march on Friday from Kolkata Swasthya Bhavan, outside which they have been holding in a sit protest for the last 10 days to the CGO complex, where the office of the Central Bureau of Investigation is located, and later revoke their agitation. For now, we will resume essential services from Saturday. We will also end the sit in outside Swasthya Bhavan, headquarters of the State Health Department, on Friday, by organizing a mega rally. Aniket Mahata, one of the protesters, told the reporters. Massacre, Himachal Muslim delegation meets KC Vinod Pal as protests continue. On Thursday, Hindu organizations held a massive protest rally in Nevra town demanding immediate action against the illegal mosque and verification of migrant workers coming to the place. Amid the ongoing row surrounding illegal mosques, a delegation of Muslim leaders from the Himachal Pradesh met Congress General Secretary KC Vinod Pal on Thursday in Delhi. Congress Party's national chairman of the Minority Department and the Rajya Sabha MP Imran Pratap Phagare also accompanied the delegation, met Congress General Secretary K.C. Vinod with the delegation from the Himachal Pradesh and appraised him of the situation there. He assured the delegation that the Congress Party is committed to implement Rahul Gandhi's message of love at the grassroots levels. There's no place for the hatred in any Congress-ruled state. Imran Pratap Khadi wrote in a post on X, formerly Twitter. From the origins to manifestos, Apple takes center stage. Stand out from the Congress manifesto, Haath Badlega Halat. Also promises insurance for all crops against the natural calamities and a minimum support price of 72 rupees per kg for apples. I keep out of the Kashmir's economy. The issue plaguing the horticulture sector and the apple industry in particular have found resonance in election campaign. Speeches and manifestos by the political parties all are raising the banner. Many growers, however, feel it is still not the main plank of the political parties. After the service sector, horticulture and agriculture is the biggest trade in Jammu and Kashmir, which accounts for 17% of UT's GDP, while tourism accounts for 7%. The People's Conference (PC) has adopted an apple as its election symbol and is pushing for reforms in the horticulture sector. A standout from the Congress manifesto, Haath Badlega Halat, also promises insurance for all the crops against the natural calamities and a minimum support price of 72 rupees per kg for apples. Horticulture is very important trade and thousands of families are associated with this industry. We as growers are facing a lot of problems and want leaders and major political parties to speak on this issue, said Fayaz Malik alias Kakaji, president of the Fruit Mandi Sopor, where more than 3 crore fruit boxes are dispatched to various areas. Kashmir is India's largest apple producing region, fetching revenue of rupees 8,000 to 10,000 crore to the UT and contributing around 8 to 10% of its gross domestic product. GDP, the UT produces around 20 lakh metric tons of apple per year. Around 7 lakh farming families, approximately 35 lakh people are directly or indirectly associated with the horticulture sector. Now, going towards the economy of the country from business point of view, SEBI borrows excess capital from taking new debt merchant banking assignments. Credit rating agencies construe such guarantee indemnity as a credit enhancement and rated the instruments accordingly, which the investors relied upon, said SEBI in its interim order. Credit rating and agencies construed as such as guarantee indemnity as a credit enhancement and rated the instruments accordingly, which the investors relied upon, said SEBI in its interim order. Unlike state center developing infra in the Karnataka, Goel was responding to the Karnataka's Commerce Minister MP Patil's post who, citing Goel's speech about the building our own Silicon Valley in India, said that the Bengaluru is in India and that it took decades to build the city. Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal. Wall Street hits all-time high after Federal Reserve announces interest rate cuts. The benchmark S&P 500 jumped 1.7% to close at its first record high since the July at 5,730.64 points. The Dow Jones Industrial Average also climbed 1.3% to 42,025.19 points to hit a new record. As the Federal Reserve announced its decision for 50 basis points rate cut to reduce the rates from its 2 decades high, the Wall Street index is plunged to settle on the lower side of Wednesday. India's GDP set to double to $7 trillion, third largest in the world by financial year 2031, S&P. This follows an improved GDP growth of 8.2% in the fiscal year of 2024, significantly exceeding the government's earlier estimate of 7.3%. There has been an increase in new export orders of goods and services, complementing buoyant domestic demand in India and driving expansion in the total sales and business activity. Now going towards the world news, including Israel hits Lebanon as United States and United Kingdom calls for restraint. Sri Lanka's presidential vote, will economic troubles decide outcome? Storm Boris wreaks havoc in Italy after the devastating Central Europe. United States troops finish deployment to Alaska island amid spike in Russian military activity. Israel proposes a new ceasefire deal with Hamas amid escalating tensions in the Middle East. Putin announces tenfold increase in the Russian drone production in 2024. Going to Science and Tech, we have the true cost of the hospital-acquired infections. The family of the patient argued that if the infection was hospital-acquired, the hospital should absorb the treatment costs. In a Mumbai high-profile medical legal case has emerged. An orthopedic surgeon and a well-known hospital are facing litigation due to the post-operative infection following a knee replacement surgery. The plaintiff, a professional with a significant income, has claimed substantial financial and personal losses due to the month of inability to work, compounded by extensive hospital treatment expenses. How Kerala reduced mortality from amoebic meningoencephalitis. Born in a Kozhikode district, which was closed after a 12-year-old boy who swam it was diagnosed with amoebic meningoencephalitis. Children frolicking in neighborhood ponds in the summer months is a common sight in Kerala, a state that has an abundance of water bodies. The summer this year, however, took all the pleasure out of the water games for children when many young children fell prey to a rare but lethal infection of the central nervous system, amoebic meningoencephalitis, caused by the free-living amoeba fairly found in the freshwater lakes and rivers. High prevalence of diabetes, hypertension in Telangana's rural and urban areas. A doctor screening a patient at one of the HHIF screening camps set up in a Rangarli district. A door-to-door survey conducted between January and August has revealed the alarming levels of the diabetes and hypertension cases across the rural and urban regions of the Rangareddy district in Telangana. The survey, which screened 10,400 people in over 10 villages in the Kandukur and the Maheshwaram mandalas, found more than 95% of the population suffering from these non-communicable diseases. Study conducted of Hyderabad-based NGO Helping Hands Foundation (HHF) was a part of its rural NCD's outreach program. Trained counselors used a specialized app to gather health data on conditions like diabetes and hypertension from the villages such as Maheshwaram, Nagaram, Kandukur, Machirula, Merkanpet, and nearby hamlets. However, due to the logistical challenges, HHF could not carry out door-to-door screening in the urban and peri-urban slum areas. Within a 50-kilometer radius of Hyderabad, instead data from the approximately 5,000 people screened at various HHF clinics in areas like Hakimpet, Wadi, Mahmood, Kishanbag, Kalapathar, and others showed 2,570 cases of diabetes and hypertension, said Mujtaba Hassan Askari of HHF. Surprised CRN supercollider discovers heaviest particles can entangle too. In an experiment called ATLAS, Atlas has been just found entanglement in pairs of top quarks, the heaviest particles known to science. One of the most surprising predictions of physics is entanglement, a phenomenon where objects can be some distance apart but still linked together. The best known example of entanglement involved tiny chunks of light, photons, and low energies. At the Large Hadron Corridor in Geneva, the world's largest particle accelerator and experiment called ATLAS has just found entanglement in the ferrous of top quarks, the heaviest particle known to science. Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) gets United Nations Award for the success in control of non-communicable disease. The ICMR in New Delhi. Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda said the 2024 at the rate of the United Nations Inter-Agency Task Force Award highlighted the Indian Council of Medical Research's innovative work in assistive technology and creating sustainable solutions to enhance the quality of life of those with the NCDs and mental health challenges. The Indian Council of Medical Research has received the prestigious 2024 at the rate of United Nations Interagency Task Force Award for achievement in advancing multi-sectoral action on the prevention and control of non-communicable diseases and the mental health and the broader NCD-related sustainable development goals. Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda announced it on Wednesday. The ICMR's initiatives from the establishing national centers for assistive health technology to promoting sustainable assistive products and conducting the world's largest AT survey are making a lasting impact, he further said. Dutch competition regulator wants more power after European Union drops probe of Microsoft's inflation takeover. The Dutch market regulator said it needed more power to investigate deals after European Union has said it would not take action against Microsoft for hiring staff from artificial intelligence startup. The Dutch market regulator said it needed more powers to investigate deals a day after the European Union regulators said they will not take action against the Microsoft's hiring of artificial intelligence startup Inflection's staff. The Dutch market regulator said on Thursday it needed more powers to investigate deals at its own level a day after the European Union antitrust regulators said that they will not take action against the Microsoft's hiring of artificial intelligence startups Inflection's staff. In a statement, the Netherlands Authority of Consumers and Markets (ACM) said it remains to be seen if the deal will have any negative consequences for consumers and businesses in the country. Stroke cases increasing globally. Air pollution, high temperatures, driving numbers. The Lancet study. Researchers found that the contribution of high temperatures to poor health and early death due to the strokes has increased at 72% since 1990 and is likely to continue increasing in the future. The incidence of stroke and related deaths are rising substantially around the world, with the air pollution, high temperatures, and metabolic risk factors such as high blood pressure and physical inactivity driving these increases according to the estimate published in the Lancet Neurology journal. Researchers found that the contribution of the high temperatures to poor health and early death due to the strokes has increased 72% since 1990 and is likely to continue increasing in the future, thereby highlighting how environmental factors can impact the growing stroke burden. At last, there's a famous quotation said by a famous writer, senior leader of Indian National Congress, whose full name is Abul Kalam Ghulam Muhyiddin Ahmed bin Khairuddin Al-Hasni Azad. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Birth anniversary 11 November 1888 up to 22nd February 1958 was an Indian independence activist, writer and a senior leader of the Indian National Congress. Following India's independence, he became the first Minister of Education in the Indian government. He is commonly remembered as Maulana Azad. The word Maulana is an honorific meaning of master, and he had adopted Azad, free, as his pen name. His contribution to establishing the Education Foundation in India is recognized by celebrating his birthday as National Education Day across the India. That is in 11 November. In the month of October in 1920, Azad was elected as a member of the Foundation Committee to establish Jamia Millia Islamia at Aligarh in Uttar Pradesh. Without taking help from the British colonial government, he assisted in shifting the campus of the university from Aligarh to New Delhi in 1934. The main gate number 7, the main campus of the university, is named after him. Azad was one of the main organizers of the Darsana Satyagraha in 1931 and emerged as one of the most important national leaders of the time, prominently leading the causes of Hindu-Muslim unity as well as espousing secularism and socialism. He served as the Congress president from 1940 to 1945, during which the Quit India Rebellion was launched. Azad was imprisoned. Together with the entire Congress leadership, he also worked for the Hindu-Muslim unity through the Al-Hilal newspaper. Mullah Azad says a very famous quotation. He says, "All that many people plant trees, but few of them get fruit of it." Okay, thank you.